Well, radar out of Key West showing a fairly well-defined eye, at least the eastern eye wall structure of Rafael as it moves away from Cuba. We're showing those live shots in Key West. Again, the storm is fairly small, so they are not feeling the worst of the impacts. Obviously, some gusty winds, rain, and higher surf, but that is about it. And thankfully, as it is moving away from Cuba, this may be the one and only time it really has any further direct landfall. We had some issues over the Grand Caymans, but it did make landfall in Cuba as a major hurricane. Now it's down to a Category 2. Will likely hold that strength through tomorrow, maybe even into early Friday. Then we start to see it moving further and longer into that dry air, which will help to weaken it, rip it apart with increasing wind shear. Most of the wind shear, however, what's kind of interesting is that it looks like the storm will actually avoid altogether. And notice that the forecast thinking, this is why I like showing the center line, is that it moves down to the south. There was some split in the model and still is, but it looks like the Hurricane Center kind of favoring the trend from the Euro of moving it due west as we head through the day tomorrow and into the weekend, and then kind of gradually sinking south, maybe eventually dissipating there. Also notice from Friday to Monday, it is not going to make a whole lot of progress. It's basically going to slow down well to the south of the Louisiana coastline. Here's that split in the models in kind of the weekend time frame. A few are still going north, but the vast majority are leaning down to the south, which is what the Euro has been saying. What the models that are picking up on it being drawn northward are looking at is this upper trough, perhaps trying to draw that moisture, kind of the remnants of the storm, northward. Most of the other guidance is saying, nah, this is going to be too far away from the center of Rafael and it's going to miss it completely. What this is going to do is actually push a front into the area down to out to our west for the weekend, which might help to increase our rain chances slightly, but probably not much. And then that upper low gets lifted up toward the northeast, so we don't get any kind of real push from a front. This is the chance that we finally have been waiting for and may finally get with regards to a fall front. By Wednesday, deep upper trough that's going to move through the northern and central plains. This one looks like it will sweep on through, bringing with it a cold front. And there is good agreement in both the GFS and the Euro. This is the Euro. I was just showing you the GFS, but the Euro also indicating that deep trough with some much cooler air moving our way. Now it looks like the bulk of any chillier air is going to stay to our north, but at least it would knock the temperatures and the humidity down. Had some rainfall kind of east and west of us during the day today. Had a few little light sprinkles here and there, but for the most part, we stayed dry today and hot. High temperature was 87 degrees. We broke the old record. We also saw a few locations at 90. It is November, but we're in the 90s and a hurricane in the Gulf. Ridiculous. 80 degrees right now with a dew point of 76. A little bit of low clouds. Could see some patchy fog as we continue through the overnight. A very mild night on the way with temperatures 70s, low 80s. We're only going to cool further a few more degrees as we continue throughout the evening. Again, maybe a few showers as we get into Saturday and Sunday with a stalled front off to our west. Not really looking at a great deal of rainfall. We'll kind of reevaluate as we get a little bit closer. Relatively dry to start next week. Veterans Day, still very warm. And then our best chance of rain looks to be on Wednesday with that approaching cold front.